5 times namazi. If you have problems inside you and you feel that, you know what, Imam Sahib gave me a bit of guidance. He told me, you know what, if I'm reading 3 namaz, maybe I should go to 4 namaz. Maybe 5 namaz. Try a bit more. Put more emphasis into my namaz. If I'm reading 1 juz of the Quran, read 1.5 juz of the Quran. If I'm reading Surah Yasin, I'm going to put 10 more minutes and read Surah Rahman as well. And if you are struggling and you will get weak, undoubtedly, certainly you will get weak, then you have to attach yourself to the houses of Allah. You have to attach yourself to the house of Allah Almighty. Come to the masjid. Sit in the masjid. Do zikr here. Do fikr here. Spend time here. Contemplate here. Look at ways by which you can get closer. You will be so charged, spiritually charged, physically charged, emotionally charged in terms of your love for Islam and Iman and how you feel now, that for the first 2-3 weeks you will be regularly coming to the masjid to read your namaz, but then you will go weak again. You will go weak. If you don't keep topping up the car with its petrol, the car is going to break down eventually. The car is going to break down eventually. You need to keep putting petrol in. If you don't check the water, it's going to burn out. If you don't check the wipers on the tire, the pressure, it's going to burn out. If for a car you have to put this much attention, brothers and sisters, how much attention do you put on this is your car? How much attention do you put on your ruh? How much attention do we give to our hearts? How much attention are we giving to our mind? This is your vehicle. This is a vehicle Allah has given you, this human body. You have to maintain it. You have to repair it. This is like you are going through MOT now. You are right now in itikaf going through your MOT. You are getting yourself checked out, preparing yourself. Then you're going back out and going to drive. What are you driving? Your Iman. If you don't know how to drive the Iman, you don't have a steering wheel to hold, you don't know how to change the gears, you don't know when to put more in, when to take less off, then it's important when you drive a car, you need to seek lessons. You need a guide. You need somebody sat next to you telling you, this is how you should drive. Take a left here, take a right there. You need a guide. If you haven't got a guide, then you have TomTom. And the TomTom equivalent to Islam is Sheikh Google. That's the TomTom equivalent. It's a modern world we live in. That's it. Sheikh Google said, I should do this. I went on Google, typed mas'ala, he gave me 300 answers, subhanallah. No mufti can't give me what Google can give me. Yeah, Google is the greatest mufti on the earth at the moment. There is no greater alim than Google. Sheikh Google has all the knowledge. He knows what Qadianis believe, he knows what Shia believe, he knows what the Ahlul Hadith believe, he knows what Ahlul Sunnah believe, he knows Hanafi, he knows Shafi, he knows Maliki, he knows Hanbali, he knows everything. Google knows everything. Why go ask Imam Sahib when you can ask Google and Google will give me answers? I'm doing a talk on the downside of Sheikh Google, the flaw within Sheikh Google. If he gives you an answer, how do you know if this is from Shia books or is from Sunni book? You don't know yourself. One guy, I remember, he's going to do nikah, and he was asking me all these ajib masale on nikah. Then I go, where did you get these from? He says, I went on the internet. He goes, afterwards I realized it was written by a Shia. Subhanallah. This is how dangerous it's become, seeking knowledge without the guidance. You need guidance, you need a guide. لِكُلِّ قَوْمٍ حَادٍ. For every nation, you had a hadi, a guide. We need a guide right now. We need somebody to guide us. Young people will go out, they will need somebody to look up to be guided by, and seek counsel from. It's very important that we look at this. This is one way and means by which we can still remain steadfast. I'll give you an example, my personal life again. I sat itikaf for 10 days when I was 15 years old. I sat with my Sheikh, Qibla Mufti Qazi Hassan Raza Sahib in Bradford, in Jamia Masjid Hanfiya. Hafiz Sahib, who is the Naib Imam, with myself from Baqi Masjid, they have come today. MashaAllah, they did Khatam of the Quran. They finished the full Quran, recited it themselves. Allah Almighty put mazid barakat into their life, their family's life, and the tilawat. Beautiful Qari of the Quran. They sat itikaf with me, and now we are working together in one masjid. 7 years ago, now we are together. We have always been throughout our life, 7, 8 years he has been in this country, I have been a student of knowledge and this with Mufti Sahib, I've always known Hafsa. He will tell you that anyone who sat in that i'tikaf, they always knew that after i'tikaf they could go back to Mufti Sahib. I knew that. I knew if I needed something to recharge myself, just go straight to Mufti Sahib. Sit in the company of a man of Allah. Sit with Mufti Sahib. You don't have to do anything. This is the kamal of a sheikh. You don't have to do anything. Their nigah goes on you. When they look at you, they give you attention. They give you muskarat, they smile at you, they put their arm around you. How are you? You feel like the king of the world. A man of Allah gives me attention. And it encourages you. It makes you feel good. And it worked for me. I left i'tikaf, I wanted to study. So I used to go every day, Monday to Friday, between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock to study with Mufti Sahib. Thereafter I said to Mufti Sahib, I want to study more. I want to go Jami al-Karam. I met Sheikh Muhammad Imam Hussain Pirzada Sahib, who is my sheikh as well, my teacher, my sheikh in tariqat as well. I sat in their company for 3 years. They suhbat. If I fell down, I went and looked at them, I felt good again. This was a man of knowledge, a man of wisdom, a man of fursat, farasat, a man who could see in the future, a man who has worked tirelessly day and night all his life for the khatir of the deen, for the sake of Ahlul Sunnah. I looked at him and I thought, subhanallah. I was always getting that boost that I needed. Every Friday when I was 15, from 14 to 15 years old, even till now, every Friday Mufti Sahib has a gathering of zikr. Spiritual gathering, spiritual zikrullah, loud zikr. Go in there, you come back, boom, feeling rejuvenated. You feel strong. That was my week, the weekly dose, buzz. How often do you top up the car, petrol? Once a week. If you don't drive too much. My top up was doing zikr with Mufti Sahib. One zikr mahfil, 2 hours with them, go out, feel strong. It will keep me going for another week. Some people are even weaker. They need the suhbat of the sheikh every day. They need to see that person. So like this, I share my own experience to you. When I sat i'tikaf, I kept company with this man of Allah. And this man of Allah Almighty kept me firm on the deen. Sitting with him gave me istiqamat and steadfastness upon the deen. It gave me steadfastness on the deen. That it continued. And it gets to a point where there is more of that than there is influence of dunya. They begin to take over your life. Islam begins to take over your life. And you do more Islam than you do dunya. And that's the stage you want to eventually get to. But you don't want to become so extreme when you go out there that you say, oh no, I am not going to work now, I am not going to do just Allah. No. Then you have to find the balance. You have family life, you have your own life, you have education, you have Islam, you have your family, your mother and father to provide for yourself. All these things, this is a form of ibadat as well. People don't realize this. If you have children, providing food for them is a form of ibadat. If you have a wife, giving her time is a form of ibadat. You do it for the raza of Allah Almighty. When you do it like this, then you see it's always you are winning. Even Nabi alayhi salatu salam, look, they said, if you smile, it is sadaqah, it is charity. And charity is ibadat. Giving sadaqah is ibadat. Smiling. Hatta ki Nabi alayhi salam said, if you sleep with your wife, for the sake of Allah Almighty, even this can become ibadat. This can become a form of worship. Subhanallah, why? Because you're doing it for the raza of Allah. You're earning and trying to seek the pleasure of Allah Almighty. And that is all we need to do. That is our aim. Like Oqarwi Sahib Rahmatullah alayh, I remember in one of their talks, Maulana Muhammad Shafi Oqarwi Rahmatullah alayh, great alim-e-deen, great scholar, an inspiration in my life. In Khitabat, I feel they are the Shansha of Khitabat. Even though they passed away in 1984, this Nakamma, even before I was born, they passed away. I still remember them, and many of my talks, I talk to young people about them. They say, who is your inspiration? And one of them is Maulana Shafi Oqarwi Sahib. And they, in one of the Takhliq-e-Insan ka maqsad, that's the talk that they have. Takhliq-e-Insan ka maqsad, the creation of insan, what's its purpose? the purpose of the creation of insan. And they quote that very famous ayat of the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That He did not create man, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ, I did not create man or jinn except to worship Allah. This is mutlaq ayat, general. And Hazrat Maulana Qari Sahib Rahmatullah Alayhi says that your every amal that you do can become ibadat of Allah. You're sitting, standing, you're walking, you're talking, you're with your family, you're with your wife, with your children, with your mother, father, with your neighbors. Everything you do for the raza of Allah, it becomes the ibadat of Allah. And this is what it is. You need to find the balance. You need to find a way. Just consider yourself to be a car. You know yourself better than anyone. If you feel weak in your iman, go and boost yourself. Sometimes you have, the Skylines, and they have that injection it needs. Who's played Need for Speed? Gran Turismo. Yeah, what are the games are there? Midnight Club. These games, you will know better than I know. These are racing games. You have a car, you win races, you get money, you boost the car up, you put new tires on, you change the color. I play the games I know. That boost. If you are entering into a race where the other cars are better than you need to boost yourself up. You need to ask yourself, how am I going to boost myself up? One maybe injection of dose of zikrullah, it will boost me. Maybe a dose of seeking knowledge. Maybe I go on YouTube and listen to a scholar speak. He will give me jazba. Maybe I will watch my sheikh and he will give me jazba. These boosts, you always need these boosts. This is something we need more now. My brother was telling me a story about Hazrat Mahbub Ilahi Nizamuddin Awliya Rahmatullah Alayhi. When they gave Khilafat to Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar Rahmatullahi Ta'ala. And I think he mentioned to me that he said that he only met Huzur Mahbub Ilahi Nizamuddin Awliya once in his lifetime. Only once gave Khilafat and said, now go spread the deen. You are Kamil Wali of Allah. We are not on that level. That's the reality. We need to always be quiet. Look at around us, the society, the way life is moving. Look at the tests that we have. Media test out there. Facebook is a test out there. YouTube is a test out there. Watching TV has become a test out there. Walking on the street is a test for you. Even walking on the street is a test for you. Even sitting in the masjid is a test for you. Why? We have become worshippers of our ego. That's the reality. We have become slaves to our own desire. And the slave to his own desire will always be in despair. He will always be losing. But the slave of Allah Almighty will never lose. The person who is in Kamil Ubudiyya of Allah Almighty will never be in loss. And it's finding that servitude and that slavery in Allah Almighty, that is the key. That is the key. That's what you need to find. Ask yourself, how do I become a slave of Allah? Not a slave of money, not a slave to the car, not a slave to my workplace, not a slave to my ego and desire, a slave of Allah Almighty. And when you are a slave of Allah Almighty, it sounds bad, doesn't it? Slavery. But this form of slavery to Allah Almighty is the greatest form of freedom. You are truly azad when you are in the ubudiyya of Allah Almighty. You truly have freed yourself from everything when you connect yourself to Allah Almighty, who is azal and abad. The one who is ad-da'im, the one who's always existed, always will exist. When you connect to Allah Almighty, brother, you become on a different level. We need to find how to connect. I last week spoke about ways to get close to Allah. This week I am talking to you and asking yourselves and trying to create this in your mind to think. Have this perception now. How am I going to maintain what I have today? All this is the faizan of Ramadan. All this that we have today, how we feel, is the faiz of Ramadan. This is the sadaqah and faiz of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is all the karam and nigah and the rahmat of Allah. That me and you today feel good. We are in strong iman. We need to now prepare. There's a big journey ahead. The next 11 months, how are you going to maintain? Ask yourself these questions. Sit down. Like you plan a journey, like you plan your future, brother, plan how you're going to become a better Muslim. Write it down on a piece of paper. The great Asad ibn Haris al-Muhasabi, rahmatullah alayhi, Imam al-Muhasabi, he came up with a tariqah in tasawwuf, in suluk, called muhasaba. Muhasaba means doing hisab of yourself. Hasibu qabla an tuhasab. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, do hisab of yourself before hisab is done on you. What does hisab mean? Account yourself. Ask yourself before somebody else asks you. And one tafsir or tashri of this hadith is that do hisab of yourself before Allah does hisab on Yawm Hisab. Ask yourself, account yourself before Allah Almighty accounts you on the day of accountability, the day of Qiyamah. Do your hisab now. And Imam al-Muhasibi used to say, every night before you go sleep, get a piece of paper, make 2 columns, and write all the neki you've done in the day and all the burai you've done in the day. Do this hisab of yourself. And keep doing this hisab. Keep doing this hisab. And you will find that every day you will know how much good you do, how much bad you do. And then when you've mastered your external, then you start doing hisab of your mind. Once you've done hisab of your body, what your actions, you're reading so much ibadat, namaz. Do you think it's over that you read namaz? Now do hisab of your mind. In your namaz, what do you think? Then write all those things down. And then like this, break it down, break it down, break it down. Mujahada, muhasaba, mushahada, muraqaba. All this you do, and then you advance in the path of tariqat and suluk. You begin to advance, you get closer and closer. And one of the greatest things that, and I leave with this point, one of the best ways to keep yourself steadfast on the deen and keep your iman mustaqim upon istiqamat is having good suhbah. To be in istiqamat, you have to maintain good suhbah. Have good people as company. Achhe dost rakho. The one who has a good friend who will keep him on the path of the deen and close to him on Islam, you will always be improving. When I was 15, my sohbat was Afsab there. Afsab is 8 years older than me. If I was 15, Afsab was 22. What connection is there between 15 and 22 today? I used to have many brothers. Afsab knows, Bilal Bhai, all these, Bisharat Bhai, these people who reformed themselves. They did Islah. They became better Muslims. I said, you know what, I want to chill with these people. These are good people, they will give benefit to me. They're not going to do nuqsan to me, they're going to give me nafa. I sat with them. They used to tell me about zikr. They gave me inspiration. And sometimes I say it all the time that it was because of this sohbat. Today I am who I am. Today I am on this tariqat, on this path. Today I can sit and talk about the deen. Look, it all came from what? I felt it came from my sohbah. My mum always said it, good sohbat, good sohbat. Keep good friends. Those that will give you nafa in the dunya, more nafa in the akhirah. Those that will help you in the akhirah. Keep good sohbah. And my advice to young brothers and sisters is, keep good company. Spend time with good people. People that will give nafa to you, not that will give nuqsan to you. Become better Muslims. People that will help you, not people that will destroy you. Ask yourself, is this friend taking me to Allah, or is he taking me away from Allah? If he's taking you away from Allah, bruv, he ain't your friend. That ain't your friend. Your friend is the man who takes you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the true friend of Allah. And he is sincere in his friendship. He doesn't do it except for the sake of Allah, for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is my message to you guys. This is my last talk in Harrow Masjid until the next time, possibly in October, November time, I will come and return and deliver a talk. Keep these things in mind. I hope that in November, October time, if I do come, all of the same people are sitting here. And you are all on the deen. You know, slowly you are doing amal upon Sharia. Your beard is growing. You've got noor on your face. You can see it on your face. You're becoming a better Muslim. In your external, in your internal, in your character, in your actions, in your speech. You're becoming a better Muslim. A Muslim is not somebody who has good actions, who reads namaz. That doesn't make you a good Muslim. Al-Muslimu man salimu al-Muslimuna bilisanihi wa yadihi. Nabi Islam said a Muslim is he who other Muslims are protected from his tongue and from his hands. Here Nabi Islam defined a Muslim as somebody who treats other Muslims good. Not a Muslim who reads so much namaz and ibadat. That's one form of Islam. That's not everything. Ibadat is between you and Allah, rabita between you and Allah. You have connection with people, relationships. These are very important things, man. How are you with people? What is your saluk? How do you talk to people? How do you converse with people? Very important. So this is why we need to work not only on our internal, our external, we have to work on our akhlaq, our af'al and our aqwal. Our sayings, what we say, our actions, how we walk and talk and do everything, and our characters. Islam is a complete religion. It doesn't just focus on a person becoming you work on how you speak to people. This is tasawwuf, this is spirituality. When the awliyaullah were asked, define tasawwuf, they said akhlaq. They said good character. This is tasawwuf. A person who has good character is a Sufi. So where is the good character? We need to work on these things as well. And all these things, when you have guidance, you seek knowledge, you learn, when you have the nur of ilm in your heart, and the zulmat of jahalat out of your heart, then that person is upon Siratul Mustaqim. He is on the guidance, he is on the straight path, he is going in the right direction. And always, you know, the awliyaullah, they said, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to Hazrat Abu Darda, that consider yourself worse than everyone. Everyone is better than you. Live like this. Don't think you're better than no one. Humble yourself so much that everyone is better than you. Don't think you are better than him. How do we know what he does at night? How do we know how much Allah loves him? This is the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When people live like this, you will see everyone will live in harmony. Because there's competition and egos involved, it becomes a very big problem. Live for the sake of Allah, die for the sake of Allah. Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. Nabi Sallam said, indeed my namaz, my qurbaniya, my life, my departure, my death from this physical world, lillahi rabbil alamin, it is all for the sake of Allah. Nabi Sallam, every moment was sincere for Allah Almighty. Work on this side of our religion, get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Almighty give me tawfiq to act upon what I said, give you all tawfiq to act upon what I have said. Allah Almighty forgive our saghira kabira guna in the month of Ramadan. Allah Almighty grant us all a place in Jannah Firdaus. Allah Almighty accept the hard works of the brothers who are working here in this masjid tirelessly. Allah Almighty, the brothers who are sitting here, put khair and barakat into their lives, aman and sakoon into their lives. Remove their mushkilat and musibat. Allah Almighty, make them grant them istiqamat upon the deen. Allah Almighty, make them have istiqamat upon the iman. Allah Almighty, strengthen the iman with nurul ilm. Allah Almighty, strengthen the iman with the nur of ibadat. Allah Almighty, strengthen the iman with the nur of ihsan. Allah Almighty, strengthen the iman with the nur of Islam. Allah Almighty, forgive us all for our saghira kabira guna. Allah Almighty, on this blessed night we ask you to the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, whatever neck hajat and du'as we have, fulfill all our du'as and hajat. Allah Almighty, what we could ask you, fulfill all our du'as. What we couldn't ask you, we haven't asked you, you are alimun bidhati sudur. You know what is in our hearts. Allah Almighty, fulfill each and every one of the du'as. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد معدن الجود والكرم ومنبع النور والحلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وما علينا إلا البلاغ. جزاك الله خير. Allah reward you all, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair to our very special guest. Inshallah, very shortly, I'll make an announcement and the food will be served downstairs.